through my writing and not be crying through most of it.
Well, and we've talked about grateful journals. A lot of us want to write things about being grateful, and that does make us more grateful. But it's everything. It's all of that. It's taking that into account, especially when you're a person that can get angry about something and you just shove it down. Yeah. It's just like, okay, and not validated. So I feel like that was just stupid. Why did I get angry? And I'm just shoving it down rather than taking it out, looking at it, saying, that's okay. It's okay that you're angry.
Well,
I love it.
It would also be great for the person that doesn't shove it down and then they're overly offensive right away. And then they're just trying to take it all back.
Yeah. Well, I think we're raised to think that we have to be, especially as women.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully things are changing. And I'm not saying we should be mean to each other. I was raised in a very religious household where the man was the patriarch of the family, and you needed to be a subservient wife and not be beat or anything, but just obey your husband and
serve.
So you I think when you're raised that way, you almost think you're maybe even subconsciously like a second-class citizen, kind of like my voice is not important. It's important that my husband stays happy, or whatever that. So I think that was, I know that was definitely part of my deal. And it's very empowering to be on the other side of that and really realize what that is. But I will tell you, when I do have a piece of pain, the first place I look is I go, okay, what's going on and what am I trying to make perfect? And it's not always my husband. It might be someone else. But this is not, I'm a happy, loving person. It makes it sound like I'm
you really are.
Full of rage. Holy cow.
No.
Rage the machine, yes.
Well, and this is where it should be different from a journal, a regular journal.
Yeah.
Because I think it's good to just brain dump.
Yeah.
Like one of the best things that I love doing is I have a journal that I keep by my bed, and right before I go to bed, I write down all the issues I'm having. Like if I just formulated a new product and I cannot think of a name for it, I'll write down all the benefits of the product, all the herbs that are in it, what it's designed to do, some of the ideas I've had, and this has happened on multiple times, and now I use this consistently with everything. So if I have a problem, I basically give my brain a job to do because what happens when you sleep is your subconscious goes to work. And I will wake up and I'll have these business problems. It's mostly business that I use this for that I'm able to solve because I put my subconscious to work.
That's awesome.
It's so cool.
It doesn't keep you awake?
No, the opposite. Because think about if you have a business problem or another problem, if you put it on paper, now it's out of your...
You're right. You're so right.
You're not running it through your head all night, too.
Exactly.
Yes.
I've gotten up in the middle of the night because I couldn't shut my brain off and gone, okay, I just need to write all this down so that I can go to sleep.
And then you can. Yes. Okay. I got it.
Yeah. I love that. Love it. Well, we want to just end our little time with some... What's a great herb this time of year? We got to give a little bit of herb.
Well,
but you know what? I love everything that we've talked about, which means we're going to have to get you back on to talk about other things. What's a good all-around herb for this kind of flu, cold season that could help us just...
We should bring this up next time because there's way too much information about it. So you guys know my favorite herb is Lomatium.
Lomatium, LDM.
But there's a huge education learning curve behind this herb. But if I could only pick one herb to take me through this life as a human, it would be that.
It would be your LDM.
It would be the Lomatium that we call LDM, So, and this was my dad's original formula. He studied it for 30 years, and we've been making it for 45 years, and it's good for babies and elderly and everybody, and it causes a detox rash in some people. And there's just a lot of information about it. But herbs, I love all herbs and plant medicine and everything.
Well, and the LDM, I've been taking it off and on for 9 or 10 years. How long have I've known you forever.
You've known me like 18 years.
I know.
19 years.
But often, so I definitely take it whenever I feel like I'm getting a cold. I'll take it. Or, and I even put it when I'm in my water pick. If I feel like my teeth need something, I put it in my water pick.
So here's what I do. Every single time I take, so you put it in a little bit of water, and before I swallow it, I swish it around on my teeth and gums.
Yes.
And it helps. It has antibacterial properties, so it helps keep my teeth and gums healthy.
Yes. Yeah. So I use it that way. And then the whole time I was going through my treatment, Jane had me on LDM, East Star, Venus flytrap, and Essiac. And so the LDM though was the, that main one.
A very important one, yeah.
Well, it's funny because doing these workbook pages, I was saying, I want everything.
Yes.
That's going to help me. Well, that's going to help me.
She'd
come I need that. I need that.
Lori would go, do you know about this stuff? Do you know about this?
And I everything I'm learning, I'm just like spewing it out to everybody too. Not in a bad way, but
No, I think
love
when
it.
you start
It's
learning
so
about
great.
herbal medicine, it's so empowering because it's not about taking everything.
Yeah.
It's about saying, what do I need?
Yeah.
Like everyone's, like just a good example, a couple months ago, I talked to a woman who works with my sister. My sister is a principal down in LA, and she works with this woman. She's known for a long, long time. She's a teacher there, and they're very close friends. And she developed cancer, and she's been wanting to do everything natural. So what happens is everything she hears about, she's added to her routine.
Oh, she's not going to know what works.
Yeah. True.
Well, it's not only that, because what happens is, here, let me just say one big thing. Everyone needs to know that all plants, when we're talking about even veggies, not just herbs and spices, things that have the powerful properties, but veggies, they all have anti-cancer properties. All of them.
Yeah.
Because of the antioxidants and all the things that do for your digestion and
Phytochemicals
all the stuff. So this woman was taking almost 60 different herbal supplements.
Oh, wow.
And so I kind of moved everything. I said, look, you're doubling up here. And I took a big load off her because she was spending her entire day timing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Timing. I need to do this 2 hours before I eat. And before I do that, I need to do this 15 minutes before that. And I need to take this juice 6 minutes before this.
Man.
And I'm just like, her life was consumed.
Right.
So I think that we need to realize that herbal medicine is actually simple. Simple. You don't need to be taking everything under the stars. And I take a good handful of supplements, but my goal right now is prevention.
Yeah.
I want to prevent dementia. I want to prevent anything. I mean, I am very healthy. I don't have any health issues. But there's things that, like I take turmeric every day and I take cayenne pepper every day.
And brain glow.
I take I do brain glow every day because I want to prevent dementia. And
here's something that I think might be really relevant to the ladies that listen. And all the people, not just ladies.
Men too.
But around our age. You said your dad had those 4 different herbs that he suggested that you take after your 35, and you have a blend that kind of combines all of those. Will you just talk about that just really quick?
Yeah. So my dad was a medicinal botanist. So his PhD was medicine out of plants, like what makes plants, what gives them their medicinal power. He completely geeked out over that, which was awesome growing up that way. I mean, you don't really realize it until you become an adult and you're like, that was actually really cool.
Yeah.
And especially as I have gotten older and carried on his work, it's like, that was really cool. So basically, some of the formulas that he formulated, he did a single extract of ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo is probably the best studied, and there's so much research on the plant. It's one of the oldest living tree species in the world.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's not, you can't say, oh, this is just a little herb and no one knows that much about it. No, this is powerful. It's good for circulation and oxygenation to the brain. And when it's in a tincture form, it can go right to the bloodstream. So ginkgo biloba, Unadagato, which is cat's claw. Cat's claw has anti-cancer properties, anti-inflammation properties, anti-cancer properties. Oh, did I say that twice?
Yeah.
Because it really has anti-cancer properties.
And it has anti-cancer properties. Did I say that? And then so those are 2 single tinctures. There's another tincture that we call Pfaffia, starts with a P. That is a botanical name for suma. Suma root is a very powerful adaptogen that comes from Brazil. It's a root, and it helps to balance body chemistry. So it brings us out of fight or flight. Because as modern humans, we might get caught in traffic, and we get angry, or maybe someone cuts us off. We might not get angry, but we get, scared or whatever, and our body thinks we're running from a tiger. So all of these all these chemicals are released that make our body think we're running from a tiger. So suma root actually helps to balance body chemistry and help our body realize that all we're really dealing with is modern stress, this is going to life-threatening stress. So that those 3, and then there's one, the East Star, which has 4 herbs in it. One is the suma, Chinese astragalus, chaparral, and pata arco. And what he did is he blended those 4 into one tincture. It's called Daily Vitality, and he just said, when you guys get to be 35, and we're all in our 20s. Yeah. Whatever,
Dad.
Right. And I was 34 when he passed away. So he said, when you turn 35, this is what you take, and you just take one dose. You just take a dose daily, and this is prevention. And it's just to do all those things I just talked about. You know, help with circulation, your brain, inflammation, anti-cancer. So that's the daily vitality is just
I love that.
Easy,
and
amazing.
Something that everybody could do to just feel better.
Yeah, and to
preventative.
To me, it's about don't wait until you get something and then try to cure it.
Right.
Let's prevent as much as we can. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be things that we can't control, but
but eating well too, like you were talking about, eating greens, good green vegetables, clean food, clean meat, clean. I mean,
we all know what that is at this point. Nobody has to say, "Tell me what to eat."
Right.
I mean, it is confusing. I'll admit, with all the diets out there. You know, that keto's really big, and there's dirty keto.
Yeah,
you know,
there is. Yeah,
and it's a horrible way for some people to eat because they take it out of context about what is the clean way to eat keto. Yeah. So I think there is some confusion, but if you just go back to Mother Nature, eat mostly plants. In fact, Michael Pollan wrote that book, and I think his thing is eat food mostly plants and not too much.
I
something
say
like that.
Eat the food that God intended you, and usually it's growing.
Yeah.
And then if you can catch it, it might be okay.
Yeah. And do minimal. I think too much meat is just not good.
I agree 100%.
And I think that Brian said something really great about us as women is that we serve up plates the same amount for our husband as we do for us. They're bigger. They have more muscle mass. We don't need to be eating that much food. We just, that's just not really necessary.
I completely agree with that.
So, I mean, get a kid's meal if you have to somewhere. I mean, whatever it is. But also, I think that there's so much information that we were talking about. If you don't know how to cook good food, all we know, I mean, a lot of people don't know how to cook at all. Well, it's true. YouTube, and there's no excuse anymore.
Well, and just start with something simple.
We can look up something.
Everybody can make a salad.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody can chop some veggies.
Yeah.
It's like, you just have to break out of your comfort zone of easy drive through the fast food or easy pick up something pre-made at the grocery store.
Yeah. And you're going to feel so much better.
Yeah.
It's a good way to start for sure.
Well, and I'm going to slide my little book in here because if you are doing keto and you want to do it correctly, you can buy my book called Living Keto. But anyways, we'll put that in the things. But Jane, I wanted to ask one last thing. Do you have an educational program that people could sign up for?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, this is a really funny story. I'll tell it really super quick. So I was on a podcast. We were recording it in December. This was December of 2017. So this was a couple of years ago. And we were in the middle of this podcast, and it went on for an hour. It was absolutely amazing. And at the end of it, it was all being recorded. He said, okay, how can people reach you? So I said, here's my website, here's my YouTube channel, here's my social media platforms. And for the previous 2 or 3 years, I'd been wanting to create an online course. I could never find the time. There was a resource issue. It was just, it's an overwhelming thing to think about doing because where do you start, right? Yeah. Oh, and I didn't know the software. I didn't know anything. So it was December 15th. I'm recording this podcast. And then in my mind, as we're recording this, I give all my places of contact and I say, well, in January, I'm launching an online course.
Oh boy.
It was 2 weeks away.
Put yourself on the spot.
I had to do something that would put me to a point of no return.
Yeah.
I had to jump off the cliff literally and build my parachute on the way down. But I had to do something that would not allow me to go back.
No.
It's like,
good job.
It's like when you jump off of a swimming pool. When your feet leave the platform and you're midair.
You're committed.
You're committed.
Yeah.
You can't say. So what I did is I spent the last 2 weeks of December of 2017 learning the platform that hosted my course, and then I've switched platforms since, but I spent 2 weeks, and then what I did is I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I don't have any content in my course. I have nothing in my course. So I came up with this idea. I'm going to put this out to only my list. And I'm going to say, look, I'm building an online course, and if you want to jump in, here's how much it is, and I'm going to build it throughout the year. So I'm going to add content every week, every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and so that's what I did. And I said, I'm going to get your feedback. You can tell me what you think, what you love, what you'd like to see, and I'm going to be able to polish it up. And so now it's been 2 years, and my course is, Lori, you've been going through it, helping me make worksheets on every module, and
you take it like herb by herb. I mean, a lot of, at least that first part. I love that. It's just fun. Like, oh yeah, I want to learn all